by not being in camp. Now he's been physically hurt, which probably had nothing to do with not being in camp. But he doesn't appear to be seriously injured. It appears to be a back bruise or injury of some kind. Meanwhile, Farrell carried for 5, so it's 2nd down and 5. The ball at the 31 of Philadelphia. Phoenix now in the 10th play of this drive. Big pitch, Farrell up the middle, fumble. Hopkins trying to hold on. He dropped it, but it does appear as if Philadelphia's come up with it.
And that's what's been killing the Cardinals, those turnovers, and there's a great opportunity to make some points. In a ground level shot here, we see the recovery of the fumble.
Andre Waters recovered the fumble. It looked like Farrell had some room, too.
Hopkins, West was trying desperately to make the interception, so to speak, in the air. The ball popped out of there. And watch West now come in here trying to intercept the ball in the air. He misses it. And Andre Waters finally comes up with the interception, or with the recovery fumble, number 20. Farrell ordinarily is not much of a fumbler. He maintains good possession of the ball most of the time.
Turnovers are even at 3 as Cunningham throws. Higgs hammered as he gets near the 25. Ken Harvey, in his 2nd year out of the University of California. You talk about a guy who's strong. Ken Harvey had a summer job in college at a lumber yard. The foreman he worked for asked him to move a couple of 100 pounds of 2x4s from one place to another. Ken didn't know he meant use the forklift. He went over, picked him up in his arms, and carried him across the lumber yard.
That's strong.
Yeah. 2nd down. Fumble. Phoenix has it. Keith Sherman fumbled the football, and it looked like Ken Harvey fell on it. Might have been Jim Waller.
That's a counter trap play with the guard and the tackle pulling to his left. The ball pops out of there. It didn't look like he was even hit that time. Talking about Sherman, and it pops out of there, and the Cardinals have possession again, 1st and 10. It's really been a very sloppy game so far with the turnovers, and especially Philadelphia looks very sloppy.
They do not look like themselves, that's for sure. Now flags fly as they can't get the play off. Jerry Seaman stopping play. Illegal motion against the Cardinals. So to go with the turnovers, some penalties as well.
False start prior to the snap. Number 62 offense. Still 1st down.
That's Mike Zandowski, the rookie left guard out of the University of Washington. 3:31 to go in the 2nd quarter.
You know, the schoolhouse part of this game is so important, as you know, Steve, and it looks like, you know, if you're a good football team and you beat a great football team like Philadelphia did last week, you come in the next week and you can't have a letdown. It looks like they're just exactly what they're doing here. They're not playing with the same enthusiasm that they normally play with.
Reggie White, number 92, back in the game. Suffered muscle cramps in his back. Tupa under pressure, has it knocked away, and did it happen again? No. Clyde Simmons almost comes up with an interception, and again it was Byron Evans who chased Tupa and knocked the ball loose, as was the case when Jerome Brown picked one off.
And the problem that time, Steve, was Tony Jordan. Tony Jordan, number 32, was supposed to block the defensive end here. Watch him, and he doesn't block him. Watch Jordan now. Look at, there he is, a fake. See, he's supposed to block the linebacker coming to the outside, didn't, and as a result, he gets him. Joyner gets him from the backside. But it was strictly the responsibility or lack of execution on the part of Tony Jordan, number 32.
Before it was Evans and Jerome Brown, and now Joyner and Simmons trying to combine on the same play. How do you work on that play in practice?
You look at those films a lot, don't you? And imagine a lot of things.
The penalty on the play moves the ball back to the 42 of Philadelphia. Jerome Brown's was ruled a fumble recovery and not an interception. But one of 7 turnovers in the game. So it's 1st and 25, Phoenix. Sekahima on the draw. Takes the inside handoff and gets about to the 39. Seth Joyner, who had the flu last night after the Eagles got here. Joyner came down with a case of the flu, but he is in there nonetheless.
He didn't look like he was bothered by the flu the way he chased Tupa on that last play. And that again, that time they pulled that left guard and left tackle trying to get through the hole, and they got a pretty good seam, but didn't make enough yardage on the play.
Gain 4. Second down. Still a yard or two to go. With the time, completing it again to Ernie Jones. Ernie Jones has been his favorite receiver in this game, and it's a gain of 14.
Jenkins is playing the corner on the left side. Watch the receiver come down into the hole between the safety and also the corner. Stops right in between both of them, and he gets the ball right on the money. And again, the key, no pass rush at all that time. Steve, none at all.
Tupa may not get this play off, and he will not before the 2-minute warning, now referred to as the 2-minute notification. So 2 minutes to go in the first half, and it's still Phoenix 2, Philadelphia nothing. For a safety that has been the only scoring in the game, 2 minutes remaining in the first half, each team with 3 timeouts remaining, and Hank, it's been defense, defense, and turnover. And that's really the story for each team. Third down and 6 at the 23. Tupa from the shotgun. Fires it under pressure and fires it into the ground between Ernie Jones and Don Holmes. Eric Everett was blitzing it.
I tell you one thing, Buddy Ryan's going to melt the wax in their ears at halftime.
You'd love to be a fly on the wall, wouldn't you, hear that speech?
He'll do some pounding on that table at halftime, I guarantee you. This team looks like they need some no-dos.
Looks like they already got some. Looks like they may have had too many. All right, a 41-yard field goal attempt. Al Del Greco, who is 5 of 6 on the year. Make that 6 of 7. And it is now 5-0 Phoenix with 1:53 left to go in the first half.
You've been staring out there all day.
It's the longest of the year so far. He is 6 of 7. It's 5-0 Phoenix, and he will now kick off with 1:53 remaining in the first half.
And I asked Del Greco behind the field before the game about what he felt before he kicked field goals. He said, I just worry about keeping my shoulders square, and if I keep them square, I'm going to hit the ball straight.
He'll be kicking to either Heath Sherman, 23, or Henry Williams, number 81. And it looks like it'll be Gizmo at the 3. Out to the 30, and a good return by Henry Williams, who's averaging almost 19 yards a return on kickoffs. Well, next Saturday, a college football doubleheader for you here on CBS. 4 national powers coming your way. Game 1, 2 undefeated SEC teams. Alabama will be hosting Tennessee. And then in Game 2, freshman quarterback Todd Marinovich leads the USC Trojans into South Bend for one of the biggest of all time. It'll be USC at Notre Dame. That'll be at 3:30 right here on CBS. An injured Phoenix Cardinal on the field, stopping the clock with 1:47 to go in the half. So while he's attended to, we'll take a timeout with Phoenix leading 5-0. Scores and highlights for you, as well as the up to the latest information from around the league on the NFL today at halftime. And there will also be a post-game show. But that's going to be when the game's over, I guess.
You know,
Actually, it should have said halftime report. It's only halftime.
You know, the unusual thing